What internet marketing expert should you spend your valuable time listening to? Listen to someone who has over 20 years of web marketing experience and hundreds of website marketing success stories. That man is Aaron Sparks from Site Strategics. And this is Edge of the Web Radio.
What are you laughing at over there?
Someone sent me a link to the Squatty Potty. Healthy : happy life.
I've seen this. That current toilets are bad for your digestive system. And so this new way of sitting it cleanses the bowels better.
Why in the world did I just ask that question? Okay, talking about funnels.
How to optimize your funnel. See?
We're
right on top.
There's the segue.
Wow.
All right. Hey,
That is fantastic. Seriously. Oh.
Okay, you got to check out this article from Kapost by Andrew Cote of Pardo. The modern sales funnel looks less like a well-defined funnel.
Oh, no.
Can't do it. And more like a maze of possible touch points. You know, on average, prospects receive 10 marketing touches through the course of a successful buyer's journey, ending in a closed deal. As buyers conduct more independent research and the sales funnel becomes less linear, right? And responsibility of much of the buyer's journey falls to marketing. Marketing has this responsibility, and there's no clear definition of marketing and sales leads. And on the online perspective, the online communication, they are absolutely merged. And if your marketing team doesn't understand that, then perhaps it's time to get another marketing team.
Yes.
So how do content creators adapt to the changing sales funnel? How do they engage, inform, entertain invisible audiences and turning them into visible leads? Well, it starts by addressing each stage of the sales funnel with quality content that focuses on target audiences' needs as they move from an awareness to a purchase. According to a study from Pardo, and that's a great company. It's a great software solution for understanding businesses before they reveal themselves to you. 76% of business-to-business buyers prefer different content at each stage of their research process. Before mapping content to various stages, though, it's very important to understand the mindset of prospect at each stage. Now, Doug, DK New Media is your company. Yep. You provide content marketing in these spaces, and we'll be talking a little bit more in depth about in the next segment. But how do you solicit information from your clients to be able to fill in these gaps? We'll talk about these different levels here, but we're going to talk about top real quick. How do you solicit information from your clients?
You mean for targeting the content?
Yes.
I tell you the truth. I don't put a lot of faith in what my clients say.
Oh, there it is.
They need. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. No.
I always feel like they are totally. They don't utilize data. Mm-hmm. They don't utilize analytics. They don't utilize competitive research. And so they think.
Yep.
They think that this is what they need. They think that this is, and we constantly see problems there.
Yep.
So we'll, the entire website will be focused towards what the sales team thinks. And what winds up happening is they get some traffic of those like-minded individuals that are exactly like their sales team.
Right.
But they miss the 90% of the other audience
that
are motivated differently, that need different levels of detail, that need visual or audible or factual data, to support it. So,
Absolutely. I wanted to ask that question because I know you're in that space on a regular basis. The top, middle, and bottom of the sales funnel can generally be connected with three common mindsets. Awareness is the top. Prospects that either become aware of a product or service, or they have become aware that they have a need that must be fulfilled, okay? And this is general for any client or any prospect environment. In the second level, the mid tier, is evaluation. Prospects are aware that a product or service could fulfill their need, and they're trying to determine which is the best fit. That's where you have the competitive comparisons out there. And then the purchase level, prospects are ready to make a purchase, right? So you got 3 different stages that your prospect, online visitor, it's the same thing as a real world,
Yeah.
you know, as if you're doing cold calls, and they're going to be in different stages as well. And you have to get your mindset around, is your content on your site connecting with those different levels? So definitions vary, and sub-levels that align better with individual sales processes might be needed, but those general concepts are there collectively across all sales pursuits. So let's talk about the top of the funnel sales process real quick. The top of the funnel, or the awareness stage, is a perfect place to educate prospects. And this is a lot of what Site Strategics does in content development. We want to get earlier in the search query, because there's a kind of a bell curve of traffic, and if you have more general phrases, you're in the midst of so many other areas, other types of content that gets very muddy, that you can't really distinguish yourself. And if somebody's looking for insurance, right? There's no way to really compete and get a qualified possible user. But if they're looking for flood insurance, for that matter, then you have, or things to know about flood insurance, all of a sudden you're in a place where people are inquiring about that because they have a need. The top of the funnel is very, very important. This stage attracts new prospects, answers questions on topics that are relevant to the buyer and the brand, and builds trust. So this is the widest stage of the funnel. So content doesn't need to be dense. It should be entertaining and educational, right? You want to keep the prospects engaged. This is a perfect place to work in a little bit of humor and show a bit of character of your company as well. The goal is to move buyers with limited knowledge to a greater degree of proficiency while leaving them wanting more. The purpose of the top of the funnel content is to intrigue and not to sell. Period. Is to engage and not to sell, but to move them along the way. And don't have a huge selling focus on the pieces of content. Yep. So some examples of this type of content are, and I'll run through them quickly, ebooks, okay? Tip sheets, white papers that educate, not solicit business. How-to information, how-to webinars, how-to videos, right? How-to blog posts. Those are all good educational points. Guest blog posts, overview reports, online articles, infographics. Infographics, guys.
Love infographics.
I know you do. FAQ pages, resource pages, social posts. Those are all different pieces of the top of the funnel lead acquisition point. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more in detail. I just want to go through that list because these are all great content points. If you don't have these on your site around your particular products, then you're missing a particular engagement factor of your possible prospect. So, coming up. All right. Hey, we're continuing an article from Kapost by Andrew Coe. Great article. We talked about the top of the funnel content needs of a website as prospects are becoming aware of their needs of your services or products, and what content to provide them that serves in education, right? Well, let's go a little bit further in to the middle of the funnel. All right. So the middle of the funnel, or the evaluation stage, that tackles the issues impacting leads at a deeper level and gradually pulls them towards solutions. Content at this stage makes a connection between top of the funnel educational resources and information around the products that solve the solutions or the issues that are at that educational standpoint. Prospects at this stage are investigating and comparing. Okay, they know they have a need that needs to be solved, right? Or a pain they have needs to be solved by your service. You're connecting the dots there, and they research multiple companies at this time, and they weigh the pros and cons and seek out. All right, they seek out data and information around how a solution would actually function within their organization. They're also looking at at the same time budgets. Okay, so they're starting to move towards that purchase side of things, but content served at this level, guys, must detail how to solve particular business challenges and highlight the value proposition. So this stage must contain or continue to educate prospects, but should also challenge them to think differently about a solution. What do I mean by thinking differently about a solution? Doug, you might want to chime in here because you do a lot of content marketing. Have you found success in kind of resetting a particular concept of a pain point or a need and actually putting it in a larger context of solutions? Have you ever come across those type of content directions?
No.
Okay, thank you.
I love doing that to you.
That's the screeching halt of a radio show.
Well, I mean, almost in every situation, you have to create kind of an analogy and a story around something to put it to frame it differently.
Absolutely.
You know, and then each problem has different pain points. Again, talking about those personalities of people, right? You know, some people are strictly concerned with, you know, budget.
Yep.
Some people are efficiency. You know, they'll pay more money. They just don't want a headache, you know? And so, you know, taking a look at a pain point or a problem that your solution fixes, your product, your service, your company, and looking at it from those different windows of what motivates people,
right?
You have to create those different stories and broader stories.
One of the best factors to be able to build trust is developing content with a bit of an illumination on
Isn't that Zig Ziglar? Zig Ziglar says, you know, we understand stories. We emotionally connect
Absolutely.
when we hear about something just like us.
Right.
So
if you can actually get past, hey, here's your pain, but we also understand you may be suffering from these issues. All of a sudden, you're now empathizing with that prospect, not selling them. So if you can actually arrange content that illuminates and gives other dimensions of the issues that they may be
here's
having.
a perfect one, right?
Yeah.
Your website. You're telling me that you're not getting any leads off of your website.
Sure.
So did you know in your industry, you know, people are spending, we shared this with a client yesterday, literally yesterday. So your competitor is spending about $20,000 a month on pay-per-click, and you're telling us that it doesn't work.
Right.
So if your competitor is growing at 3 times the rate of your company, and they're spending $20,000 on pay-per-click, don't you think that that's
something's working there?
That's and consistently spending it for years.
Yep.
So and so how much business are you leaving on the table by not spending that money?
That's right.
Money. And so it's you know, they say, well, it doesn't work. Well, you tried it for 1 month or 2 months or whatever. You know,
exactly.
and so what we're trying to do is say, you know, you don't know the stuff that you're missing. You don't know the pain that you know, all you know is that we're not growing at a rapid rate. Okay. We have to illuminate the bigger picture here and show them, you know, the pain that you're feeling is actually a much broader, you know, issue than you even think it is.
Summing up middle of the funnel content, email marketing and newsletters, buying guides, consultations, product demo videos and webinars. Absolutely.
Yep.
Video of keynotes or speaking engagements, case studies, right? Data sheets, product comparison and pricing guides, blog posts, and more in-depth content, testimonials, and ROI calculators. Those are all very good middle of the funnel. Let me get to the bottom of the funnel real quick. You know, at this point, the prospects enter the purchasing stage. Marketers look for an intent to buy, and content at this stage should help overcome final objections. So content in that respect are free trials, deep dive of product demos, follow-up consultations, coupons, offers, and much more. You know, in-depth blog posts and articles, input from current customers and advocates. Absolutely. Testimonials, reviews. Email marketing and newsletters are also valuable at that stage. You know, these are all suggestions of types of content. There's much more, but you have to align your content with where your prospects are in their buying stage. Thank you so much.